Michael, Championship Camp Drafting for 2025. We welcome all of our viewers from around the world that are watching on the live stream as we commence with our first competitor in the camp. Will be today Peter Garlick riding his nomination from Cadell. This will be Common Playgirl. At the gate to be ready will be Luke Cheney with Precious. Jared Sutton will be number 3 with Corvette. And Michael Kelly rounds out the first 4 competitors in our second day of competition. Competitors are competing here this weekend for a total in this particular draft alone of $235,000, with the final to be staged on Saturday afternoon. 2 full rounds. Each competitor competes over Wednesday and Thursday competition, with approximately between 60 and 80 competitors. Depending on scores, will progress to what we call the semi-final round, staged here on Friday morning. First competitor out on course, Peter Garlick riding Common Playgirl. We have a camp score today of 20.5. We had a camp score yesterday of 20, total of 40.5 for Peter Garlick and Common Playgirl. On camp as we watch is Luke Cheney. Luke joining us from Barry. This is Noel Cheney's nomination, Precious. Will be followed into the camp by Jared Sutton, Corvette, Michael Kelly at the gate, and Mick Ottom not that far away. And that, ladies and gentlemen, Luke Cheney, it was on that occasion, riding his nomination, Precious. Scores come through. We have a camp score of 21 today, 61 points for horsework, 4 for course. Have a score in this round of 86, 81.5 yesterday, for a grand total of 167.5 for Luke Cheney riding Precious. Number 3 working in camp is Jared Sutton. Jared joined us from Trafalgar in Victoria, riding his nomination, Corvette. Michael Kelly at the gate, please, Michael. Mick Ottom. We have a camp score today for Jared Sutton and Corvette, a camp score of 17. Yesterday's round was a 22 camp of 39 in total, 3-9. On camp, as we look down, this will be Michael Kelly riding his own nomination from Ellenbank, Told You So, followed by number 5, Mick Ottom at the gate, Umbula Animo, number 6, Charles Tapp, and number 7 is Jane Fitzgerald. We have a camp score in this round of the competition of 8. Had a camp score yesterday of 21, total of 29 for Michael Kelly, and Told You So. Okay, we do have a correction from the previous contestant. Michael Kelly was a camp score of 15.5. On course, we are currently watching Mick Ottom, Mumbula Animo. He'll be followed at the gate by Charles Tapp with Who's Divine, Jane Fitzgerald with Conserine, and number 8 will be Ash Sheehan with Sheehan's Legacy. Camp score today for Mick Ottom, Mumbula Animo, camp score of 20. Yesterday's first round was a 20.5, total of 40.5. We're watching on camp at this point of time, contestant number 6 in the second round of our Willinga Park Ringers Western Wear Gold Buckle Championship camp drafting. This is Charles Tapp from Wandoan, Queensland, writing his nomination, Who's Divine. Have a camp score in this round of 17.5. For Charles Tapp and Who's Divine with a first round camp of 21.5. Next contestant, number 7, will be Jane Fitzgerald, representing the Fitzgerald family from Tamworth, New South Wales, riding Conserine. Number 8 is Ash Sheehan at the gate. Number 9 is Bryony Puttycombe. Number 10 will be Rob Leach, and number 11 will be Hugh Miles. Scores are coming through for our previous competitor, number 7, Jane Fitzgerald, riding Conserine. We have today a camp score of 18.5, 62 points for horsework, 4 for course. This morning we have an 84.5. Previously yesterday in the opening round, 88 points, 172.5. 172.5 becomes the highest aggregate score at this stage. Next competitor on camp here this morning from Victoria, we welcome back Ash Sheehan, representing AJ and M.A. Sheehan's nomination. From Younger and East in Victoria, Sheehan's Legacy. Once again today, starting off with some fantastic camp drafting in this opening section. That was contestant number 8, Ash Sheehan, riding Sheehan's Legacy. We look down, check with the camp score of 22, 58 points for horsework, 3 for course. Today it is an 83-point score. Qualified yesterday with 81 in the opening round. gives him an aggregate score of 171 points. As Sheehan, with Sheehan's Legacy, 171. Bryony Puddicombe will be our next contestant. Number 9 in the competition from Nebo, North Queensland. Number 10, Rob Leach with Peel Vale Truce. Number 11 will be Hugh Miles with Smooth Talker. And number 12, Sarah Phelan with Elroy. And that was contestant number 9 this morning, Bryony Puddicombe, riding Macklemore Checks. Today we have a camp score of 21, 59 points for horsework, 4 for course. Have a today's score of 84. Yes, previously was 21 with an aggregate at 105, 105. We're watching on course at this point of time. This is Rob Leach riding Peel Vale Truce. Rob be followed by Hugh Miles with Smooth Talker on the camp. At number 12 will be Sarah Phelan with Elroy. And we have scores come through for Rob Leach with Peel Vale Truce. We've got a camp score of 21.5, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for course, score of 87 today. Previously yesterday, first round of 89.5 has taken him to the top in our aggregate 176.5, 176.5 for Rob Leach and Peel Vale Truce. Number 11 on camp, Hugh Miles, Smooth Talker, joining us from Tamworth once again. This is a Waters and Henry nomination. We have a camp score of 22 for Hugh Miles and Smooth Talker. At an 88.5 previously, an aggregate of 110.5. On camp, we welcome back from Yarram this time, Gippsland, Victoria. This will be Sarah Phelan, riding her nomination Elroy. Be followed by 13, Ben Trainer with Common Acres. 14 Michael Hiscock, 15 Brendan Warren. We have a camp score today of 21 for Sarah Phelan with Elroy. 21 yesterday, 42 in aggregate. We move down to our 13th competitor this morning as we roll through the second round of our Willinga Park Ringers Western Wear Gold Buckle Championship Campdraft for 2025. Ben Trainer, formerly from Moree, these days making his home with his family in Tamworth. Ben riding Common Acres. He will be followed at the gate. Michael Hiscock with Mayburn Solution. Number 15, Brendan Warren, and number 16 will be David Andrews. We'll have a no score on that occasion for number 13, Common Acres, and Ben Trainer. Okay, as we look down to the camp, it'll be Michael Hiscock joining us here this morning from Mafra, riding Mayburn Solution. It's great that we welcome all of our interstate competitors. Michael joining us from Victoria, competing here for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Number 15 to follow on at the gate will be Brendan Warren. Number 16, David Andrews. Number 17 will be Bradley Comiskey. And the former winner of our Gold Buckle Championship here at Willinga, Michael Hiscock, Mayburn Solution, completes the course with under the time limit required. And our scores come through today. 21 points for cutout, 64 points for horsework, 4 for course. And today's round, it's 89. 79 yesterday brings him right back into calculations with a 168. Michael Hiscock and Mayburn Solution, 1-6-8 over the two scores. Number 15 on camp, Brendan Warren, riding Yarrawa Review. Brendan and Nat Warren's nomination will be followed by David Andrews with Red, Bradley Comiskey with Blood Royal. We have a score coming through for Brendan Warren and Yarrawa Review. We've got a camp score of 21.55 points for horsework, 3 for course. Today it is a 79-point score, 21 points from yesterday, 100 in aggregate. Moving down to number 16 in competition, this will be David Andrews' nomination from Aberdeen, New South Wales, riding Red at number 16 in the competition. 17 at the gate will be Bradley Comiskey. 18 we see Andrew Turvey back, and 19 will be Lockie Sim. And once again, another completed course here on the second day of competition, our second qualifying round. Looking for our contestants today that'll qualify for the semi-finals here on Friday morning. That was David Andrews. Score is 21 points for cutout, 63 points for horsework, 4 for course. Today it's an 88-point score, 22 in the first round, 110 aggregate. Watching on this occasion, number 17 in the competition from Emerald, Queensland, Bradley Comiskey's nomination, Blood Royal. 18 at the gate will be Andrew Turvey with Cats and Cons, 19 Lockie Sim, and 20 will be Matt Moffat back. But a camp score of 21.5 for Bradley Comiskey. Camp score of 21.5. Yesterday was 77.5. Total aggregate of 99. Contestant on camp at number 18, we welcome back on this occasion this morning, will be Andrew Turvey from Wandowan, riding Andrew and Courtney Turvey's nomination, Cats and Cons. Followed by Lockie Sim with Enchanted Acres at the gate, please Lockie. 20 will be Matthew Moffat. 21 will be Pat Watson. 22 we see Wyatt Young. Well, time just beat us on that occasion. Andrew Turvey with Cats and Cons. Checking through the numbers as they come through and are processed, we have got 20.5 for cutout, 54.5 for horsework, 3 for course. Today it is a 78-point score. Yesterday previously was 89. It's a 167, 167 aggregate score for Andrew Turvey and Cats and Cons. On camp, number 19, this will be Lockie Sim, riding Enchanted Acres. Lockie Sim riding for the Sim family from Holbrook here in southern New South Wales. At the gate we'll have Matthew Moffat with Miss Peptolina. 21 will be Pat Watson with Shotgun. 22 will be Wyatt Young with Sheedy Spin and Pepsi. Scores come through for our previous competitor, Lockie Sim, Enchanted Acres from Holbrook, with a camp score of 22, 52.5 for horsework, 4 for course. Today it's a 78.5. Yesterday was 66, 144.5 over the 2 rounds for Lockie Sim and Enchanted Acres. We are watching this morning here on course. This will be Matt Moffat riding Miss Peptolina. We're going to have a camp score today for Matthew Moffat and Miss Peptolina coming through. Will be a camp score of 22 points today. Camp score of 22 only. At an 87 in the first round, gives him a grand total of 109. 109 for Matt Moffat and Miss Peptolina. On camp, number 21, this time it'll be Pat Watson with Shotgun. Number 22 at the gate, Wyatt Young. 23, Brendan Flanagan. And 24 will be Tom Shea. Be a no score for our previous competitor. There'll be a no score on that occasion for Pat Watson riding Shotgun. Once again, we regroup. 22 on camp. This time will be Wyatt Young. Wyatt Young riding his nomination, Sheedy, Spin and Pepsi. Wyatt nowadays based out of Tamworth. He'll be followed by Brenda Flanagan riding Omen. Number 24, Tom Shea. And 25 will be Alana Chamberlain. And then once again will be another completed course for our 22nd competitor in the round, Wyatt Young, riding Sheedy, Spin and Pepsi. We have an official 22 points for cutout, 63 points for horsework, 4 for course. Today's round was 89, yesterday was 78.5, gives him an aggregate of 167.5, 167.5. Move right along to number 23. This will be Brenda Flanagan. Brenda joins us here this morning from Trafalgar, riding her own nomination called Omen. We followed at the gate by Tom Shea with Binya Luxury. 25, Alana Chamberlain. And 26 will be Luke Thompson. There'll be no score in this round for Brenda Flanagan. Had an 81 in the previous round, riding Omen. We look down on camp this morning. This will be competitor number 24. We welcome back from Braidwood, Tom Shea, riding Binya Luxury, Scott Shea's nomination. We followed by Alana Chamberlain at number 25, and 26 will be Luke Thompson. The camp score in this round for Tom and Binya Luxury of 21.5, 21.5. Previously, yesterday, in the opening round, it was 80.5 for a grand total of 102, 102. Just while we do have a change of livestock here this morning, a very special thanks to Ringers Western Wear, the naming right partners of our 2025 Gold Buckle Camp Drafting Championship. Ringers Western Wear have supplied the shirts for the incredible team working hard to bring this event to life. You can take advantage of a 25% discount offer. Of course, you've got to sign in to the signature bull in the Trade Village, and of course any products purchased online with the Willinga Park branding will have that 25% discount. Ringers Western was formed in the rugged Kimberley regions of Western Australia back in 2012. Like a ringer, the Ringers Western, with its grassroots simplicity, high standards of design and quality, it is tough, adaptable, sometimes cheeky, but offers you class and loyalty. This basis of grassroots simplicity, high standards of design and quality sets Ringers Western way ahead of the mob. They are our major partners of the Gold Buckle Camp Drafting here at Willinga for 2025. We are set to get underway with contestant number 25. We welcome Alana Chamberlain from Bombala here in southern New South Wales, riding the Chamberlain family nomination, Spark, Spin and Aces. Number 26 at the gate will be Luke Thompson, 27 Matt Holtz, and 28 will be Pete Comiskey. We're watching on camp at this point of time, Luke Thompson, Yavern More Ice. Previously we had Alana Chamberlain with 21 points for camp, 62 for horsework, 4 for course, 87. And for Luke Thompson, we will have camp score of 21.5. Yesterday was 71 in the first round, 92.5. Okay, we focus on our next competitor this time. This will be Matt Holtz riding Con Ellen. Representing the Kooyong Pastoral Company from Jindera. Followed by number 28 in the competition, Pete Comiskey into the camp, please. Brett Rollinson at 29 will be at the gate, and John Turvey, not that far away with Sonny. Well, we've got another full course on the records here this morning. That was for Matt Holtz, Con Ellen. He knows how to make through to the semi-finals. This morning we have got a camp score of 22. 62 points for horsework, 4 for course, 88 points today. 88 points yesterday in the opening round gives him a grand aggregate score of 176. And that puts him into the top 2 at this stage in the qualifying rounds. Matt Holtz riding Con Ellen, 176. On camp, next competitor this time will be Pete Comiskey. Bungardie Elegant Spin. Nominated by the Comiskey and Puttican family. We're watching on course at this point of time, number 28, Pete Comiskey. Joining us from Nebo, riding Bungardie Elegant Spin. On camp to follow on will be Brett Rollinson with Retreat Oakley Jane, John Turvey at number 30. We have got scores come through officially for our previous competitor, Pete Comiskey. We have got a camp score of 15.5, 60 points for horsework, 4 for course. Today's round, 79.5. 87 yesterday gives him a grand total of 166.5. 166.5 for Pete Comiskey and Bungardie Elegant Spin. On camp, number 29 in our competition here on day number 2 is Brett Rollinson. Retreat Oakley Jane. John Turvey at the gate with Sonny, please John. 31 will be David Cochran and 32 will be Troy Palmer with Totem. And another full course on that occasion for our contestant from Oberon, Brett Rollinson, riding his nomination, Retreat Oakley Jane. We have today for Brett, camp score of 20, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for course, 85.5. Had a no score in the opening round yesterday, so his aggregate 85.5. We're watching on camp. This is John Turvey. John joining us from St George in Queensland, riding his nomination, Sonny. Next in camp will be David Cochran, Troy Palmer at the gate, and we will have a camp score for John Turvey very shortly. Camp score in this round of 22. 22 previously yesterday qualified in our opening round with 88. That is a 110 over the 2 rounds, 110. We're watching on course at this point of time, number 31 in this morning draw, David Cochrane. David joining us from Adamidami. For David Cochrane, riding Frozen Oak, is 16 points for cutout, 59.5 points for horsework, 4 for course. In this round, 79.5. Previously had no score yesterday, so 79.5. On camp, this time from Cooler, this will be Troy Palmer. Riding his nomination, Totem. Next competitor will be Jonathan Shrib on camp with Attard's Pulse from Yarramundi. Scores come through on this occasion for Troy Palmer riding Totem. We've got a camp score of 20.5. 62.5 for horsework, 4 for course. Today qualifies with an 87. Yesterday in the first round was 81. Aggregate of 168. Moves him into the top 5 at this stage. Troy Palmer with Totem. We are watching on course Jonathan Shrib riding Attard's Pulse. Got a camp score today of 20, had a 15.5 camp yesterday, aggregate of 35.5 for Attard's Pulse. Number 34 will be in the camp as we speak. This time it'll be David Reeder riding Coolum Recon from Barrambah. Another one of our Queensland competitors. He'll be followed by Matt Bashaz, Jackie Myers and Toby White at number 37. Scores have come through for David Reeder. 21 points for cutout, 59 points for horsework, 3 for course. Today qualifies with an 83, had an 87.5 yesterday, aggregate of 170.5, 170.5. We have got on camp at number 35, Matt Beaches with Backwater Reprieve. To follow on, 36, Jackie Myers with Ginger, 37, Toby White, and 38 will be Dean Rogers. Once again, another full course on that occasion, and Backwater Reprieve, ridden by Matt Beaches. Scores become official. 22 points for Cutout, 62.5 for Horsework, 4 for Course. Today's round, 88.5. Previously now, opening round 22 yesterday, 110.5. 110.5. We move right along to competitor number 36. We look down in camp is Jackie Myers. Jackie joins us here this week. Okay, Lean. Her nomination called Ginger. Followed by 37, Toby White at the gate. Please, Toby. 38 will be Dean Rogers. 39, Laura Williams. Jackie has a camp score on this occasion of 14.5. Yesterday, a camp score of 15, 29.5. 29.5. Our next competitor will be Toby White's nomination from Carlisle River in Victoria, Cantor Pepe's Lad. Toby followed by 38, Dean Rogers, 39, Laura Williams, and number 40, not that far away, is David Thorne. Scores become official for Toby White and Cantor Pepe's Lad. We've got a camp score today of 21.5, 54.5 for Horsework, 3 for Course, 79 points on day number 2, 21 yesterday for Cutout. Total over the 2 rounds of 100 points, 100 points neat. While we reset for our next competitor, this will be contestant number 38 in our competition on day number 2 of the Ringers Western Wear Gold Buckle Championship camp drafting here at Willinga Park. This will be our contestant from Bega, Dean Rogers, riding his nomination, Do Be Lucky. Number 39 will be Laura Williams. Number 40 will be David Thorne. And 41, we'll see Matt Oakley back with Acres Dual Delight. Well, that'll complete the round on that occasion for Dean Rogers. Do be lucky. We have it officially 21.5 for cutout, 52 points for horsework, 3 for course here today, 76.5. Qualified in the opening round with 89 yesterday. Gives him an aggregate of 165.5 for Dean Rogers, and Do Be Lucky 165.5. Moving right along, number 39 in the competition round today will be Laura Williams. Laura joins us from Woodstock, riding her nomination, Gifted Chisholm. Followed at the gate by David Thorne at number 40. 41 will be Matt Oakley. 42 will be Michael Reid. Laura Williams has a camp score with Gifted Chisholm, a camp score of 22 today. 22, had a camp score yesterday of 21. 42 in total, 42. On camp, we welcome back, this time it'll be David Thorne. Makes his home in Wallandine. This is Kirk and Tracy Nicholson's nomination. One hell of a time. And that will complete the course on that occasion. One hell of a time. And certainly Kirk and Tracy Nicholson's nomination, one hell of a time. David Thorne. Numbers are through today. It is 22 points for cutout, 64 points for horsework, 4 for course. Sees him with the highest score in this second round of 90 points. Had a first round yesterday of 22. That's 112 aggregate for David Thorne, and well hell of a time. On camp, this is Matt Oakley riding Acres Dual Delight for Ron Nicholson. We have a camp score today for Matt Oakley and Acres Dual Delight of 22. Had an 86.5 yesterday for an average score over the 2 rounds of 108.5. Total aggregate 108.5. Next competitor in our competition will be number 42 in the catalogue. From West Woombai this time, it will be Queensland contestant Michael Reid. All Stars Keepsake. Following Michael Reid, we'll have Toby Rope with Holly, Luke Bennett at 44, 45 Benny Hill, and 46 will be Catherine Henksberger. We're watching on course at this point of time, Michael Reid in action. Michael joining us from West Wombai, riding All Stars Keepsake. And completed our course under the time limit that is required for Michael Reid at number 42 in our competition. Scores have now been correlated. We've got a camp score of 20, 62 points for horsework, 4 for course. Today's round for Michael Reid, 86. Had a first round yesterday of 20. Gives him a grand total of 106 over the 2 rounds, 106. Next competitor, 43 in your draw, is Toby Rope. Toby joins us from Bawley, riding his nomination, Holly. He followed by, at the gate, Luke Bennett, number 44, 45, Benny Hill, and 46 will be Catherine Henksberger. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Toby Rope riding Holly. Camp score of 22 this morning. 63 points for horsework, 4 for course, 89 points in total. 74.5 yesterday in the opening round gives him a total score of 163.5. 163.5. We are down to number 44 in the competition this time. It'll be Luke Bennett joining us here this afternoon from Dundee. Mangalara's Moonbeam. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Evan and Kim Acton's nomination. Willinga's Moonbeam and Luke Bennett, number 44 in our competition. Scores are coming through as we speak. We have got a 23-point cutout, 61.5 for horsework, 4 for course, 88.5 in this second round, 88.5, 22 in the first round, 110.5 in total. 110.5 in total for Luke Bennett at number 44 in our competition. 45 on camp will be Benny Hill with Pep, another of our southern New South Wales competitors from Maruya, riding Jimmy Hill's nomination. Number 46, Catherine Henksberger. Number 47, Luke Hardwick. And 48 will be Tanya Rand. Well, we've got a camp score coming through for Benny Hill and Pep. Camp score of 20, had a 19 yesterday, total score of 39.39. On camp, we have got 46, contestant number 46. This will be Catherine Henksberger from Carlisle River, joining us from Victoria, riding her nomination to Beneficial. And scores have come through for Catherine Hanksberger with 2 beneficial, 21 points for cutout, 52.5 for horsework, 3 for course. Today's round, 76.5. In the opening round yesterday, they qualified with an 82.5 total over the 2 rounds of 159 points. Next contestant on camp is Luke Hardwick, joining us from Hawthorn, Victoria, riding his nomination, Sweet Acres. Camp score coming through for Luke Hardwick and Sweet Acres of a 21.5. 21.5 had a 21 in yesterday's round, a total of 42.5, 42.5. Number 48 in our program today is Tanya Rand. Tanya joining us from Kilmany, Victorian contestant, riding her nomination, Oldara. .49 at the gate. We'll have Peter Bolton with Reflex, and number 50, as we get through the first 50 this morning, will be Matthew Moffat with Reeve on Kitty. Well, that'll be disappointing for Tanya on that occasion. She'll take a no score here in the camp. Qualified yesterday in our opening round with one of our highest scores, 88 points. We'll finish the competition over the 2 rounds with 88. That was Tanya Rand riding Oldara. As we clear the arena, we get set with our competitor number 49 on camp. This time it will be Peter Bolton. Peter and Michelle Bolton's nomination from Hayfield, Victoria. Nomination is Reflex. Followed by number 50 in the event, Matt Moffat. Number 51, Steve Hart. And 52 will be Hugh Miles with KC. And that complete the course on that occasion for Peter Bolton, Reflex. He was contestant number 49 here in the second round of our Willinga Park Ringers Western Wear Gold Buckle Championship camp drafting event. We have for Peter, camp score of 17, 63.5 for horsework, 4 for course, today completed with an 84.5. The opening round yesterday was 88, giving him a grand total of 172.5, and that elevates him up into the third highest score in the competition. 172.5, Peter Bolton and Reflex. On camp at number 50 will be Matthew Moffat with Reevy on Kitty. And the scores come through for Matthew Moffat, Reevy on Kitty, committed at number 50 this morning. We've got a camp score of 21.5, 57 for horsework, 3 for course, 81.5 with the previous round yesterday of 22. That's a 103.5 for Matt Moffat and Reevy on Kitty. I'm going to hand the microphone over to my co-host and good friend here this weekend. Joining us, it will be Leslie Deneen as we go through the next 50 competitors. Thanks, Leslie.
A very big thank you there to Glenn Morgan, co-announcer this week. So a very big thank you to Glenn's start this morning. Just having a change of cattle, and we'll continue on with competitor 51, Stephen Hart and Bobby's Roan Oak, owned by Susan Grant. Following Stephen, we'll have 52, Hugh Miles, KC, 53, Ben Rossiter, Miss Lorena Wood, 54, Zeb Pearce, Moxie Storm, 55, John Templeton's Knipes Ransom, 56, Tim Hollis's Delcara Victoria, 57, Rob King's Frankie, and 58, Sam Campbell, riding Banshee Conai. Take this opportunity to once again thank our judges, Joe Payne and Jonathan McDonald, for accepting the opportunity to judge this week at Willinga Park. And if you've just logged on to the live stream, you're watching the Willinga Park Ringers Western Gold Buckle Championship Campdraft for 2025. And he's outside. Stephen Hart, we watch, competitor 51, riding Bobby's Roan Oak. Hugh Miles goes on camp at 52 with KC, standby 53, Ben Rossiter, Miss Lorena Wood, and 54, Zeb Pearce's Moxie Storm. So score there for Stephen Hart, that was 23. So 22. 23 previously, total of 45 points for Stephen Hart and Bobby's Roan Oak. Now we watch competitor 52, Hugh Miles. Hugh's riding KC. Ben Rossiter's on camp at 53 with Miss Lorena Wood. Has a cutout of 18 with an 82 from yesterday's round, has a total of 100 points for Hugh Miles and KC. Currently on camp is competitor 54, Zeb Pearce and Moxie Storm. Standing by 55, John Templeton, Canipes Ransom, 56, Tim Hollis's Dolcara Victoria, 57, Rob King's Frankie, 58, Sam Campbell's Banshee Conai, 59, Wyatt Young, Roni's Independent One, and 60 will be Pat Hardwick and Boyd. Watch our current competitor. 53, Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood heads out onto the course. Zeb, you go in next at 54 with Moxie Storm. Score coming through for Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood, competitor 53. Has a camp score of 19.5, horsework 57.5, course 4 for an 81. A previous round of 89 gives him a grand total of 170 for Ben Rossiter and Miss Lorena Wood. Zeb Pearce is on camp at 54 with Moxie Storm, standing by 55, John Templeton, Canipes Ransom, and 56, Tim Hollis's Dolcara Victoria. And he calls for his gate. He's outside onto the course. Competitor number 54, Zeb Pearce and Moxie Storm. We have 55 on camp, John Templeton and Canipes Ransom. Stand by 56, Tim Hollis. 57, Rob King. 58, Sam Campbell. 59, Wyatt Young. 60, Pat Hardwick. 61, Annette Fitzgerald. 62, Lara Garlick. 63, Claire Lindley. 64, Glenn Coleman. 65, Kenny Orbeaches. And 66 will be Pete Comiskey. If those competitors could please stand by. We will have a score for you very shortly. And that's a cutout of 18 for Zeb Pearce and Moxie Storm, total of 18 points. John Templeton we watch, competitor 55, riding Canipes Ransom, owned by Jeremy Storia. And that's a cutout of 17 with a 22 in the first round. Gives him a total of 39 points. John Templeton and Canipes Ransom. Selecting a beast now is competitor 56, Tim Hollis and Dolcara Victoria. This is Tim and Amanda's own nomination. Standing by 57, Rob King Frankie. 58, Sam Campbell. Banshee Conai. Outside 56, Tim Hollis, Dolcara Victoria. Rob King goes in at 57. 58, Sam Campbell, you'll be next. 59, Wyatt Young, stand by. Score for Tim Hollis and Dolcara Victoria, cutout 22, horsework 60.5, course 4 for an 86.5 with a previous round of 88.5, gives a two-round total of 175 points. 175 for Tim Hollis and Dolcara Victoria. Now out on course is competitor 57, Rob King and Frankie. Rob came into this round with a previous score of 21, has a 21 in this round for a total of 42 points for Rob King and Frankie. Queensland competitor Sam Campbell is now in camp with Banshee Conai. He comes in as competitor 58. Standing by 59, Wyatt Young. 60, Pat Hardwick. 61, Annette Fitzgerald. 62, Laura Garlick. 63, Claire Lindley. And 64, Glenn Coleman. And we take this opportunity to thank our principal partner, Forsyth. Forsyth provide quality joint supplements for not only our equine and canine friends, but also for ourselves as well. So scan the QR code around the venue for your chance to win a year's supply of Forsyth Epitalis for your horse. It's valued at $900 and scientifically proven to prevent, treat and maintain joint health in horses. '58 we watch Sam Campbell and Banshee Conai. Cutout 22.5, horsework 55.5, course 3 for an 81. Together with his 80.5 from the first round is a total of 161.5, 161.5 for Sam Campbell and Banshee Conide. We move down to competitor 59, Wyatt Young and Roney's Independent One. This is Wyatt's own nomination. At the gates, number 60, Pat Hardwick and boys, standby 61, Annette Fitzgerald's Bruce. And I'm sure everyone on the grounds is aware, but out there on the internet, today is all about the second round of the Willinga Park Ringers Western Gold Buckle Championship Campdraft. So this is the open draft. If you've just logged on, this is our second round. Tonight at about 6, we'll be looking to do our feature cutout, and that'll be the first round of the feature cutout. '59 we watch, Wyatt Young, Roney's Independent One. Score for Wyatt Young and Roney's Independent, cut out at 23, horsework 62, course 4 for an 89. The 22 in the first round is a total of 111 points for Wyatt Young, Roney's Independent. We watch competitor number 60, Pat Hardwick and boy. 61 goes on camp, Annette Fitzgerald, Bruce. Score for Pat Hardwick and boy, cut out 22 only. He had a 71.5 in the first round, which totals 93.5 for Pat Hardwick and boy. We now watch 61, Annette Fitzgerald's Bruce. This is Clear Choice Lure. And 62 goes on camp, Laura Garlick, Casper's Heirloom. Standby 63, Claire Lindley and Yavin Moore-Crone. And that was competitor 61, Annette Fitzgerald with Bruce. We'll have a score coming through very shortly. Score for Annette Fitzgerald and Bruce. Cut out 22, horsework 60, course 4 for an 86 with an 80.5 in the first round. That's a total of 166.5, 166.5. We now watch, and she's out on course already, competitor 62, Lara Garlic and Casper's Heirloom. Standing by, we should have 63, Claire Lindley, 64, Glenn Coleman, 65, Kenny Beecher, 66, Pete Comiskey, 67, Zach Sefton, 68, Matt Holt, 69, Mick Southern, and 70, Bradley Comiskey. Score for Lara Garlic, that was a 22 with an 85.5, two-round total of 107.5. Claire Lindley we watch with Yavin Moore Chrome, competitor 63. And Claire has a cutout of 22 with a previous score of 85, total of 107. We move down to 64, Glenn Coleman and Buzz. Standing by 65, Kenny Beecher, 67, Zach Sefton, 68, Matt Holt, 69, Mick Southern. And we very much like to thank our major partner, Shepherd, who provide all the electrical services throughout Willinga Park. We'd also like to thank our event partners, Construction Control, ECM Livestock, Ben Max, Nedia, Bishops, Wade Equine and Howden Equine Insurance. Out on course, we watch competitor 64, Glenn Coleman and Buzz. Score for Glenn Coleman and Buzz, cut out 21, horsework 60, course 4 for an 85. And a two-round total of 85. Over cattle now is competitor 65, Kenny Beeches with Stylish Candy. Stand by 66, Pete Comiskey, 67, Zach Sefton, 68, Matt Holt, 69, Mick Southern, 70, Bradley Comiskey, 71, John Mitchell, 72, Chris Nicholson, 73, Ian Hingsberger, 74, Andrew Turvey, 75, Mick Green, 76, Karen Butters, 77, Cassie Fordham, 78, Harry Scott, 79, Bridie Puttycombe, 80, Troy Palmer and 81, Evan Bailey. Another score for Kenny Beeches and Stylish Candy. It's a 21.5 with the previous score of 70.5. That's a total of 82. 82 points, Kenny Beeches and Stylish Candy. And he's underway. Competitor 67, Zach Sefton. And a butterfly. Sorry, 66. I've got the wrong thing here. So, yeah, just a correction there. Out on course is competitor 66, Pete Comiskey, and time checks. I'll get you a score for Pete very shortly. Zach Sefton is on camp now at 67, standing by 68. Matt Holtz. So we just score for Pete Comiskey and time checks. Cut out 22, horsework 60.5, course 4 for an 86.5, 72 in the first round. Total for Pete a 168.5, 168.5 points for Pete Comiskey and times checks. Just playing a bit of catch-up here up in the office. Score for Zach Sefton, competitor 67, was a 21.5. The 21 is a total of 42.5. Now we move down to competitor 68, Matt Holtz, and pink and yellow. Has a cutout score of 16.5, horsework 51, course 3, for a total of 70.5, previous round of 80. Total score of 150.5 for Matt Holtz and pink and yellow. Apologies for the delays. Nick Southern we now watch, competitor 68, pink and yellow. Standing by 70, Bradley Comiskey. 71, John Mitchell. 72, Chris Nicholson. 73, Ian Hingsberger. 74, Andrew Turvey. 75, Mick Green. So score for Mick Southern. It's a cutout of 12.5 with an 88. Oh, sorry, we're just checking this again. Okay, score for competitor 69, Mick Southern, and Diamond Zeus, cut out of 23. Previous score of 88, total of 111. Out on course, competitor 70, Bradley Comiskey and Travel Light. This is Bryony Comiskey's nomination. Of course, these combination hails from Emerald. John Mitchell's on camp at 71, standby 72, Chris Nicholson. We'll have a score very shortly for Bradley Comiskey and Travel Light. Cut out of 23, Horsework 62, course 4 for an 89, previous score of 89.5. That's a total of 178.5. 178.5 for Bradley Comiskey and Travel Light. And we'll have a score for John Mitchell and Miss Hartacre. Cutout score of 22 with a previous score of 22. That's a total of 44 for John Mitchell, Miss Hartacre. We move down to competitor 72, Chris Nicholson and Palmer's Maybelline. Following Chris, we'll have 73, Ian Hingsberger, 74, Andrew Turvey, 75, Mick Green, 76, Karen Butters, 77, Cassie Fordham, 78, Harry Scott, 79, Bryony Puttycombe, 80, Troy Palmer, 81, Evan Bawley, 82, William Chugg, 83, Philip Collins, 84, Adam Collett, and 85 will be Lockie Sim. So if those competitors could please stand by. And we take this opportunity to thank our partners, Ruhide, Lennox Volkswagen and Ram, and the Australian Quarter Horse Association. Also our supporters, Bay and Coast Roofing, Made by Harles, Palomino Jewels. So a very big thank you to all of those people who have sponsored this week. And we're underway again with competitors 72, Chris Nicholson and Palmer's Maybelline. Called for his gate, and he's out on course. Into the camp 73, Ian Hingsberger and Smith Family Superman. Standby 74, Andrew Turvey. Score for Chris Nicholson and Palmer's Maybelline, cut out 22, previous score 73.5, that's a total of 95.5. 95.5 for Chris Nicholson and Palmer's Maybelline. Outside, 73, Ian Hinksberger and Smith Family Superman, commonly known as Barry. Ian has a cutout score of 22 with a previous score of 14.5, total of 36.5. Selecting his beast now is competitors 74, Andrew Turvey and Bad in Black. Bad in Black, of course, is a Willinga Park horse, and Andrew and Courtney currently reside in Wandoan. Standing by, we should have 75, Mick Green, 76, Karen Butters, 77, Casey Fordham, 78, Harry Scott, 79, Bryony Puttycombe and 80, Troy Palmer. And he's out on course. Competitor 74 with Andrew Turvey riding Bad in Black. Score for Andrew, that was, whoops. Yes, that's a 22 for cutout with a previous score of 88.5, a total of 110.5. 110.5 for Andrew Turvey and Bad in Black. We move down to competitor 75, Mick Green and Lockie. Then we'll have 76, Karen Butters Kitten, 77, Cassie Fordham Spoonful of Roni, 78, Harry Scott's Willinga Park Impressive Rocket, 79, Bridie Puttycomb's Picasso Checks, 80, Troy Palmer's Dream, and 81, Evan Bailey and Marumba Snook. We're underway again with competitor 75, Mick Green and Loki. 76 stands by, Karen Butters and Kittens. On course, competitor 75, Mick Green and Loki. Into the camp goes 76, Karen Butters Kitten. Standby 77, Cassie Fordham Spoonful of Roni. 78, Harry Scott, Willinga Park Impressive Rocket. And 79, Bridie Puttycombe with Picasso Checks. Well, it's Mick Green we watch. Competitor 75 riding Loki. A very big thank you to Ringers Western. They're the naming rights partner for the Gold Buckle Campdraft. They have supplied the shirts for the incredible team working hard to bring this event to life. So take advantage if you want to go online for the 25% discount offered through Ringers Western. And we'll have a score there for Mick Green and Loki. Cut out 14, horsework 48.5, course 3 for a 65.5. Previous score of 15.55, total score of 81. Sheep Station Creek horsewoman Karen Butters is on camp riding Kittens. Karen's outside into the camp, 77, Cassie Fordham, Spoonful of Roni, standing by 78, Harry Scott. Karen has a cutout score of 21, with 16 in the first round, total of 37. 77 is our next competitor, Cassie Fordham and Spoonful of Roni. Standing by 78, Harry Scott, 79, Bridie Puttycombe, 80, Troy Palmer, 81, Evan Bailey, 82, William Chugg, 83, Philip Collins, 84, Adam Collette, 85, Lockie Sim, 86, Matthew Whip, 87, Matthew Moffat, 88, Simone Barata, 89, Hugh Miles, and 90 will be Bevan Reid. Please stand by. Score for Casey Fordham and Spoonful of Roni, cut out 21 with an 82 in the first round, total of 103. Wandoan horseman Harry Scott is on camp. He's 78, riding Willinga Park. Impressive Rocket. And then have 79, Bridie Puttycombe and Picasso Checks, 80, Troy Palmer's Dream, 81, Evan Bailey's Marumba's Snook, 182, William Chugg, Bailey's Hooligan, and 82, William Chugg, Bailey's Hooligan, and 83 will be Philip Collins, 1, Stylish Roy. Harry Scott we watch, competitor 78 with Willinga Park Impressive Rocket. And we'll have a score for Harry Scott and Willinga Park Impressive Rocket. Cut out 21.5, horsework 52, course 3 for a 76.5, 20.5 in the first round. Gives an aggregate of 97. 97 points for Harry Scott and Willinga Park Impressive Rocket. Next competitor will be 79, Bridie Puttycombe and Picasso Checks. 80 standing by, Troy Palmer, it's Dream. 81, Evan Bailey and Marumba Snook. Heading to a gate is competitors 79, Bridie Puttycombe and Picasso Chicks. We'll have a score very shortly for Bryony. Cutout 16, horsework 57.5, course 4 for a 77.5, previous score of 22. It's an aggregate of 99.5. 99.5 for Bryony Puttycombe and Picasso Checks. 80 on camp, Troy Palmer and Dream. Evan Bailey, you'll be next. At 81, stand by 82, William Chugg. Out on course, competitor 80, Troy Palmer and Dream. (82) on camp, William Chugg, Bailey's Hooligan, standing by 83, Philip Collins, One Stylish Roy, 84, Adam Collette's Hinton's Cascade, and 85, Lockie Sims, Destiny's Cherry. Score for Troy Palmer and Dream, cut out 22, horsework 62.5, course 4 for an 88.5, previous round of 68.5, total of 157, 157 for Troy Palmer and Dream. Calls for his gate. He's out on course. Competitor 81, Evan Bailey and Marumba Snook. William Chugg goes on camp at 82. Stand by 83, Phil Collins. 84, Adam Collette. And 85, Lockie Sim. And that was a 20 for cutout for Evan Bailey and Marumba Snook. Gives him a total score of 20. Looking over his cattle now is another one of our Wandoan competitors, William Chugg, riding Bailey's Hooligan. Philip Collins, you'll be next with One Stylish Roy at 83. And please don't forget to go and have a look at our trade stalls, Ringer Western, Ringers Western, Wills Whips, Kilmore Saddlery, Palomino Jewellery, Forsyth, Wade Equine Group, Wildfire Pits, Lennox Ram and Lennox Volkswagen, and the designer Tiny Homes. Please go and have a look at our trade displays while you're here. And also please support our food vendors, Hello, Huey, Clyde River Berry Farm, Rotary, Curbside Feast, Blue Nami Japanese, Here and Now Coffee, Fruitalicious, The Butcher's Block, The Men's Shed, Wandering Wood Fire Pizza and Gelato. And he's out on course. Competitor 82, William Chugg and Bailey's Hooligan. Score for William Chugg and Bailey's Hooligan, cut out 16.5, horsework 37.5, course 2, for a total of 56, previous round of 80.5, total of 136.5, 136.5 for William Chugg and Bailey's Hooligan. We watch competitor 83, Philip Collins, and 1 Stylish Roy. Score for Philip Collins and 1 Stylish Roy, cut out of 21 with the previous round of 86.5. That's a total of 107.5. 107.5 for Philip Collins and 1 Stylish Roy. And we do have a correction for William Chugg's score with Bailey's Hooligan. It was a cut out of 16.5, horsework of 47.5, course 2. For a total of 66, previous round of 80.5, total score of 146.5, 146.5. And we have a score for Adam Collett and Hinton's Cascade. It's a cutout score of 21.5 with a 76.5 in the previous round is a total of 98 points for Adam Collett and Hinton's Cascade. We move to 85, Lockie Sim and Destiny's Cherry. He will be our next competitor. Standing by 86, Matthew Whipp, 87, Matthew Moffat, 88, Simone Barata, 89, Hugh Miles, 90, Bevan Reid, 91, David Andrews, 92, Jared Sutton, 93, Jeff Willis, 94, Robert Leach, 95, Philip Manchin, 96, Shane Corbold, 97, Matthew Moy, 98, David Murphy, 99, Ben Trainer, and 100 will be Wyatt Young. But we are currently watching competitor 85, Lockie Sim and Destiny's Cherry. We'll have a score very shortly for competitor 85, Lockie Sim and Destiny's Cherry. Cutout 22, horsework 61.5, course 4 for a total of 87.5, 75 in the first round. That's an aggregate of 162.5, 162.5 for Lockie Sim and Destiny's Cherry. 86 is next, Matthew Whipp and Bullet. Standing by 87, Matthew Moffat's Conflict, 88, Simone Barata's Catalyx, and 89, Hugh Miles' More Spoonful. He's out on course. Competitor 86, Matthew Whipp and Bullet. Score for Matthew Whip and Bullet, cut out 22 with a 21.5 first round, aggregate 43.5 for Matthew Whip and Bullet. '87 is next, Cameron Parker's nomination, ridden by Matthew Moffat. This is Conflict. 88 stands by, Simone Barada and Catalix. 89, Hugh Miles, More Spoonful. 90, Bevan Reid's Rowdy. 91, David Andrews, Hot Piece. Score for Matthew Moffat and Conflict, cut out 22, horsework 61.5, course 4 for an 87.5, previous score of 84, total of 171.5, 171.5 for Matthew Moffat and Conflict, competitor 87. 88 we watch now, Simone Barada and Catalix. Hugh Miles, you'll be next with More Spoonful at 89. Standby 90, Bevan Reid's Rowdy. 91, David Andrews, Hot Piece. 92, Jared Sutton's Pickle. 93, Jeff Willis, Monarch's Boot. And 94, Robert Leach's Davro's Conviction. And on course is competitor 88, Simone Barada and Catalix. Score for Simone Barada and Catalix, cut out 22, horsework 53.5, course 4 for a 78.5, previous score 22, that's a total of 100.5, 100.5 for Simone Barada and Catalix. Selecting his beast now is competitor 89, Hugh Miles, riding More Spoonful. This is Peter Doonan's nomination. And Hugh hails from Tamworth. And he's out on course. Competitor 89, Hugh Miles, More Spoonful. 90 goes on camp, Bevan Reid and Rowdy. To be followed by 91, David Andrews. 92, Jared Sutton. 93, Jeff Willis. 94, Robert Leach. 95, Philip Manchin. And 96, Shane Corbold. Score for Hugh Miles and More Spoonful, cut out 22, horsework 57, course 3 for an 82, previous score of 89, two-round total of 171, 171 points for Hugh Miles and More Spoonful. Selecting his beast now is number 90, Bevan Reid and Rowdy. David Andrews stands by at 91 with Hot Piece, then 92, Jared Sutton's Pickle. Score for Bevan Reid and Rowdy, cut out 21, horsework 62, course 4 for an 87. Previous score of 21, total of 108, 108 points for Bevan Reid and Rowdy. You now watch competitor 91, David Andrews and Hot Piece. '92 standby, Jared Sutton's Pickle. 93, Jeff Willis's Monarch's Boot. 94, Robert Leach's Davro's Conviction. 95, Philip Manchin's Rockin' Style. 96, Shane Corbell's Harris. And 97, Matthew Moy's Empire. Currently on course, competitor 91, David Andrews and Hot Piece. David Andrews and Hot Piece have a cutout score of 16 with a 22 in the previous round. That's a total of 38 points. This is competitor 92, Jared Sutton and Pickle. Jeff Willis at 93, you'll be next. Then we'll have 94, Robert Leach. Score very shortly for Jared Sutton and Pickle. Cut out 21, horsework 61, course 2 for... Sorry, we'll have a correction to that. Okay, it's official. Cut out 21, horsework 61, course 4 for an 86. Previous round of 79, that's a total of 165 for Jared Sutton and Pickle. We now watch competitor 93, Jeff Willis and Monarch's Boot. Following Jeff, we'll have 94, Robert Leach, Davro's Conviction, 95, Philip Mansion's Rockin' in Style, 96, Shane Corbolt's Harris, 97, Matthew Moy's Empire, 98, David Murphy's Clear Choice Kentucky, 99, Ben Trainor's PCD Stevie Nicks, and 100 will be Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm. And Jeff heads outside, Jeff Willis and Monarch's Boot. Score for Jeff Willis and Monarch's Boot, cut out 17, horsework 60.5, course 4 for an 81.5, previous round of 22, total score 103.5, 103.5 for Jeff Willis and Monarch's Boot. Now we watch competitor 94, Robert Leach and Davro's Conviction. Philip Mansion, you'll be next at 95 with Rockin' Style. Score for Robert Leach and Davro's Conviction, cut out 22, horsework 63, course 4 for an 89, and he has a two-round total of 89 points. Robert Leach and Davro's Conviction. Philip Mansion is who we watch in the camp. He's out on the course. He's competitor 95, riding Rockin' in Style. Shane Corbolt's on camp with Harris at 96, standby 97, Matthew Moy, 98, David Murphy, 99, Ben Trainor. Score for Philip Mansion, a cutout of 22 with a previous score of 81.5, two-round total of 103.5. On camp 96, Shane Corbold and Harris. '97 goes on camp, Matthew Moy and Empire. And I'll have 98, David Murphy, Clear Choice Kentucky, 99, Ben Trainor and PCD Stevie Nicks, and 100 will be Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm. We will be doing then some arena prep. And when we come back, we'll continue on with 101, Bronwyn Upjohn and Oti. So score for Shane Corbold and Harris, cut out 22, horsework 61, course 4 for a total of 87. Previous round of 82.5, total score of 169.5. 169.5 for Shane Corbold and Harris. Outside, competitor 97, Matthew Moy and Empire. 98's on camp, David Murphy and Clear Choice Kentucky. Standing by 99, Ben Trainer, PCD Stevie Nicks. Matthew Moy has a cutout of 21 with the 21.5 in the first round is a total of 42.5 for Matthew Moy and Empire. '98 we watch, David Murphy and Clear Choice Kentucky. Ben Trainer, you'll be next. And then 100, Wyatt Young. Score for David Murphy and Clear Choice Kentucky, cutout 16, horsework 56.5, course 4 for a total of 76.5, previous round of 85. That's a total of 161.5, 161.5 for David Murphy and Clear Choice Kentucky. Looking over his cattle now is number 99, Ben Trainer and PCD Stevie Nicks. 100 stands by, Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm. We will be doing some arena prep and then we will continue on with 101, Bronwyn Upjohn's Oti, 102, Jason Penny's Miss Scarlet Acre, 103, Graham Rosinski and Nonda Last Frontier. Score for competitor 99, Ben Trainer and PCD Stevie Nicks was a cutout of 22. Previous score of 85, total of 107, 107 for Ben Trainer and PCD Nicks. Looking over his cattle is competitor 100, Wyatt Young with Metallic Storm. This is the Metallic Storm Syndicate nomination. And then we'll have our arena preparations. The tractors are revving as we speak. So Wyatt's out on course. Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm. Score for Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm, cut out 23, horseback 62.5, course 4 for an 89.5. Previous round 88.5, has an aggregate of 178 points. 178 for Wyatt Young and Metallic Storm.